Hello everyone, today I'm here to inform you guys of a humanitarian crisis that is currently happening in the Xinjiang province of China. Xinjiang, formerly named East Turkestan, has been under control of the Chinese government since its annexation in 1949. The Uyghur Muslims of Xinjiang are currently being detained in and held in these re-education camps. And many of them who have made contact with people from other Muslim countries are being considered for and most likely will be imprisoned. This crisis is the result of the Chinese government's campaign to create a more homogeneous society. Who are the Uyghurs, you ask? They are an ethnic minority group of Muslims who share traits similar to Central Asian nations. They speak several dialects of two languages divided by territory, one being Standard Xinjiang and the other being Soviet Xinjiang, the former being heavily influenced by Mandarin Chinese and the latter by the Russians. According to PBS.org, there are 11 million people currently living in Xinjiang, and as many as 1 million of them have been imprisoned. The number of these re-education camps are increasing dramatically, and more than 85 of them have been identified. According to Germany-based Xinjiang expert Adrian Zenz, he reports that the Chinese government has spent around $2.4 billion on developing these security facilities, and the size of these camps have more than tripled since 2014. In face of this crisis, many parents living abroad of Uyghurs have been forced to make a difficult decision. They can return home to be with their children and risk being detained, or they can continue to stay abroad and be unable to make contact with their children. The United Nations Human Rights Chief, along with the European Union, has called on China to respect religious freedom and change its policies in Xinjiang. Many other human rights organizations have urged China to immediately shut down these camps and answer the questions regarding the missing Uyghurs. Most surprisingly is that the silent nations are the Muslim nations. Many Muslim nations have prioritized their economic activities and deals over what is currently happening in Xinjiang. One of them being Iran, which is currently signing an economic deal with China. However, that is not to say that there are no Muslim nations that are supporting the movement to free the people in Xinjiang. Turkey is the only Muslim majority country that has voiced their concerns on the Uyghur crisis and called on China to ensure full protection of the cultural identities of the Uyghurs and other Muslims. News of the forced sterilization and intense surveillance, religious restrictions that the Uyghurs have to experience in these camps have made its way around the world. The Council on Foreign Relations reports that many Uyghurs are required to learn Mandarin Chinese and its culture and history. These are part of the Communist Party's efforts to create a more homogeneous society and to avoid what they believe that Muslims have extremist and separatist ideas that will be dangerous to China's territorial integrity, government, and population. Researchers from the Center for Strategic and International Studies report that many of the detained Uyghurs and Muslims are subjected to forced labor to extract the abundant resources and natural gas reserves located in Xinjiang. This is part of the Belt and Road Initiative by China, and the benefits reaped by this initiative are being disproportionately enjoyed by the Han Chinese. The people of Xinjiang, or called the Uyghurs, are being increasingly marginalized. The Uyghurs of Xinjiang have been subjugated to human rights abuses, and many families are suffering. Family members of Uyghurs have been forced to make difficult decisions, and many have been unable to live a prosperous life and abandon their culture as a result of Chinese campaign to create a homogeneous society. This crisis is still going on, and thank you guys for listening.